Greetings and welcome back once again to the Kingdom of Castlegoat in Gnomoria. That's right, it has been a while. It is now the first day of fall, year 12, and as you can see, I've made a slight change to our trap system. Instead of having the pressure plate here and the which passed power when it wasn't depressed to all of these trapdoors and having another trapdoor over here which simply closed when the lever was activated, thus giving a valid path. Oh, no nomads. I've instead put the pressure plate here. I have put both trapdoors there. Both of them lead down into here. And I've also removed the door. Now, the reason I've done that is because I found that single raiders would get through here and then pit all of their companions, and then it would just be one or two raiders there trying to break through the door, and that took them a very long time, so it led to some problems. Some of the problems that I noticed are being addressed down here, and that is we're creating an area where we can actually shoot the goblins, or at least station some of our combatants so that the goblins will have a reason to try get back into the fort once they've been separated from the raiders, because occasionally all of the raiders would end up in the gladiatorial pit, whilst a bunch of soldiers and two-headed ogres were in here. Now, there is no direct path to the gladiatorial pit, so these goblins had no reason to try and get into the fort, because their primary concern is to escort the raiders. So once the raiders are in a place they can't get to, they kind of just derp out. Whereas I'm hoping if we attack them or let them see the gnomes themselves, they'll become interested in simply attacking our gnomes. So then they'll have a new reason to get back into the fort. But we'll have to see on that one. And talking about goblin raids, we've had one or two just regular goblin raids. However, if we check on McJester, we will find that McJester, where are you, McJester? Damn it. There we are, returning. So McJester has already traded, with air quotes, with the goblins and is hopefully being followed home right now. But I'm just letting the gnomes tile this area before I continue to build it up. And unfortunately, it has slowed down just a little bit because, obviously, it always does slow down when we're using a lot of basalt bricks. We can't seem to make them as fast as we're using them. The mine is continuing on down into the depths. We're also actually doing a lot of digging around here. Oh, really? Can I see something there? What's that? Oh, that's that little pit there, that's fine. But we're slowly excavating this area. We are digging out enormous amounts of dirt and stone that we intend to use in the golem nursery. As you can see, this place is practically full of dirt. If we have a look at this stockpile, contents, 2,716 clumps of dirt. I think that's pretty good, honestly. I must be honest with you, I think that's rather awesome. Steam engine, turn on. I wish this dirt to be moved right away. Let's create a designation. We're not going to name it specifically. We're just going to set up a temporary designation. We want this to be dirt. We'll take soil clumps. I want it as much as possible. This will be a priority 1. It should take from, pull stock goods from, golem, where are you? Golem components, there we go. Right, this place should grab from here as soon as possible. There have been a few, or rather at least one big update. Now, the thing, when I say big update, I do mean big update. It took a very long time to come through, but it's big in the sense that it was a coding challenge. Quite a lot of things had to be done to make this update work. Now, one of the biggest noticeable components to the user, I suppose, would be that dirt and stone now act like... Oh, that's just fantastic. Are you loading this up with coal? I hope you are. I really do. Is this being loaded up with coal? Does it say? 1.6 in there. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, are you now... Oh, that's interesting. You're now actually stuck there, dealing with that. Well, that's kind of cool. But one of the big things is, as you can see there, they're currently filling up piles of dirt. Dirt and stone will act like wheelbarrows now. There are many other games that do a similar sort of thing where if you're dealing with something like dirt or stone, instead of just carrying one of, if you've got a job to carry a lot and there are a couple nearby, you'll just pick up more and more dirt and more stone. So it's like carrying a big pile of dirt rather than a handful of dirt. And that is particularly useful, as you can well imagine. Wow, there is a lot of fuel loaded in there. That's fantastic. I didn't realize they would just keep stocking it up. I'm actually really happy with that, because I was quite concerned that would be a bit of a problem. Right, I'm going to tell these guys to hurry it up. Get down here. Make this a priority, please. Re-clean this dirt. Now, that should mean that it'll be moved somewhere else. But one of the other things you may have noticed is restock threshold. I'll just read the text. This stockpile will suspend itself when full and unsuspend when there are this many or more open spaces. So, will suspend itself when full and unsuspend. Well, I guess this many or more. So 0 is... it'll just keep stocking out. I was a little bit confused there how it would interact with 0. But you can use that now to really tailor your stockpiles and try and put to have a little bit more control over when a stockpile is accepting, when it's generating jobs more to the point, whether it's considered an important job that the gnomes will suspend other activities in order to work on. With things like dirt and stone stockpiles, typically they would really benefit from that option, because yeah, you don't really care too much about moving dirt around usually. I mean, obviously we do in this particular instance, but right, it looks like the blocks are going well here. Let's continue building that up. There we go. And yes, I went to the effort of putting floor underneath the walls that I'm going to be building, because damn it, I would know that there wasn't any blocks underneath, and that would slowly drive me insane. Alright, come on now, guys. Have you moved it all? Is this full? Let's pause. How's it doing in here? Contents, 128 dirt clumps. Really? Is that all that's in there? 64. I mean, that should be the... oh, really? That's crap. Fill it up more. I was about to say, that doesn't sound right. There should be hundreds and thousands in there. There we go, though. Things are being moved over now. Are you moving them one at a time? Because if you are, that's just silly. That really is daft. Come on now. Gnomes. Gnomes, you're smarter than this. Don't show me up in front of everyone on YouTube. Gnomes, I'm disappointed in you. I have, however, removed the torches up here. I'm going to be replacing these ones with statues, because I was a little bit concerned about the light levels in here. I'm not sure if that's going to affect golems. Now, there's conflicting opinions on that, even though the developer has stated in a patch note that lighting no longer affects it. Perhaps it does. I'm not really sure. But we are hauling stupid amounts of dirt in there. Oh, this is going well. Let's check out how many is in there now. 327. Well, it's not actually going as fast as I would like. Keep up the good work, though, everyone. Let's hope you don't all get trapped there when this runs out of power. Let's double check that. Oh, my lord. They managed to get all the way in. Wow. That isn't particularly good. That is a glaring problem with our security, I feel. Get out there and please kill them all. I should have come up here and double-checked why we had that sudden bout of lag just a moment ago. That should have been warning enough that we had Mance on the loose. But let's get these doors replaced. There we go. Get up there and kill them all, please. That's right. Okay, yeah, we also need that door replaced because they've clearly broken something. This is crazy easy at this point. Our soldiers are far, far too powerful for Mance at this point. Our armor just makes it trivial to kill them. But how's things going down here? Are you still hauling everything in well? Maybe, maybe. Let's double check. What's it like? We've got 513 clumps so far. Perhaps I should cancel this job. We'll just let them pull from this, and then hopefully someone will come along with an actual wheelbarrow, because that doesn't seem to be working the way it was advertised. They should have just been picking up entire 64 clumps with that one, but we'll have to see. How much more power is in my steam engine? 15.95. We're good. We're going to be fine for a long while. Okay, it looks like the moment I stopped telling them to do the work a certain way, they started being intelligent about it. Well, I'm sorry, okay? You were right, I was wrong. 1017. Keep going, there's more room in here, I'm absolutely certain of it. Simply because it would be impossible for it to be an odd number given that each stack can hold 64. Though, that said, you're actually pretty close to being good. So, you know what? Turn off that. Also, let me adjust this so no one tries to get in there. We'll adjust that way down to, like, 20. That should prevent anyone from trying to haul in there. Let's make sure that that works the way I plan for it to work. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Now then, let us remove this designation. Now, I doubt that we are going to get golems spawning. At least just yet, because they have to have a path to gnomes. They don't currently have an active path, but in the future, we should be getting dirt golems. If nothing else, it should give the people who are cleaning up after the next goblin invasion a little bit of a surprise. I'm really sorry whoever goes in there to haul out goblin corpses, because the moment we open this wall, it's probably going to start spawning dirt golems. Ah, silly me. Oh well. Alright, what else is going on in here? Everything else seems to be okay for the time being. We have we finished work on the floors? Yes, we have. Fantastic. That leaves only a few wall sections left to build. Ah, grand. This autumn is shaping up quite nicely so far. We do want some torches in here, though. Okay, where are you? Wall torches. Where do we want these wall torches, though? That's the question. I suppose I could... Well, actually, instead of a regular wall torches, let's build just a regular standing torch. And we'll build it there. That should give us a nice bit of light in there as well. And I do like the subtle play of colours between the granite and the basalt. But it's not quite as subtle as I would have liked, honestly. But they might be a little bit more subtle with the between granite and marble. No. It honestly looks like it's basically in between the two. Oh well, we'll just have to leave that there. I could perhaps build a bench and some seats in here, but I don't really intend for this to be a sort of regular patrol area. This is going to be more somewhere that I send someone if there's a very specific requirement to have goblins that have made their way into this area, given a reason to seek out the front of the fort once again. We have a merchant from Love Slave. I'm not particularly interested in your merchant from Love Slave. Do we have any other merchants? No. Well, that's fine. What kind of metal have we got? Our smiths are constantly working. The smelters are always firing. And let's have a look here. How many statues you got? We've got some platinum statues. Oh my lord, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm very happy with this. As you can see, we are slowly working our way to getting this all set up in here. Let's see. I would say... Well, we do kind of want the platinum statues in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and build these platinum statues now. And we'll see how much they are worth. We would need one there and one there. We'd also have another two flanking these doors, so each one has a flank. Oh my lord, is that me? Yes, it is me. I can tell because you're moving almost at the speed of light. Let's see. Fitness, 192. Nimbleness, 212. Ah, it's good to be a farmer. How many kills have I got? 34 goblins, 54 mans, 1 ogre, 1 monitor lizard, and 1 two-headed ogre. That's not too bad. Gnomish me. What about Tiger Lee? Have you got any kills? No. What about your skills? Well, you're actually pretty good. All over 100. Alright, how much are these worth? That is worth 4,410. A platinum statue by Alex Slayer. And this one is worth 4,410. Again, another platinum statue by Alex Layer. I'm a little bit disappointed with the low worth, honestly. I was expecting them to be worth significantly more than that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and continue working on the fortress as it stands. I'll probably be putting most of my time into the chapel area there. And we're just going to be waiting on the enormous goblin invasion. So yeah, hopefully I will see you soon with some interesting but FPS murdering news. Of course, instead of goblins, I could discover beetles in the mines. Oh my lord. We just didn't get to this quite fast enough. I thought there was plenty of light down there, but apparently not. And there is a beetle down there. Thankfully, no one has gone down there to try and deal with anything, because we are going to need to really kill this one quickly. Now, well, that said, I don't think this beetle is going to pose a threat to our military as it stands, but beetles just simply breed and breed and breed and breed, and eventually there will be enough of them that they would easily be able to take us out. They have fairly competent stats. Fighting 41, they've got a decent fitness and nimbleness. They are pretty nasty. They've already knocked down all of these doors down there. It's frankly very, very lucky that no one has tried to go down there, and they've already started to try and breed. Not so good. Let's also set that one up to be destroyed as well. Okay, let's hope that our soldiers can get down there and deal with them quickly. We're going to watch you for a little while. A beetle cocoon has been spotted. By whom? Someone down there yet? Ah, there they are. Wow, you can shoot it from over there? I'm very impressed. There we go. The beetle is engaging. Beetle is dead by the looks of it. Oh, there are more than... Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to put it down to luck that we dealt with that when we did, because that could have easily become something pretty nasty for us later on. I know my military made it look easy, but beetles are fort destroyers. If not because they are dangerous, then because they breed so much and the lag will crush your fort mercilessly. So we clearly need to deal with this. So let's go ahead and set up the replace floor. We want to replace it all with basalt blocks. There we go. Get all of this sorted out. And then we should be safe. We're going to need the torch on the wall by there. So we can go ahead and dig a hole down now to save a little bit of time, I think. Also, we don't really want that part of the floor. We want, what is it, block floor, basalt block. We want these two to be basalt blocks. We want these two to be engraved floors, marble specifically, there. And we want, finally, some more engraved, but this time basalt. Right about there. That should be good. As you can see, I'm continuing the pattern down that I've had so far, though I actually need to set up the pit props on this one. So we need mine. We want to dig into the walls, set... Oh no, only one. And set up the wood sort of pit props there. Oh, what's going on there? Why is someone having to go over there? I don't understand this at all. That's worrying me a little bit. Is it perhaps that you can see some sort of beetle thing going on? I don't know. Very curious, but I'll wait for the third one to be done so I can do all three of those at the same time. How are things going on up here? Everything should be okay. There's the beetle corpse. Unfortunately, I'm fairly certain we can't do anything with the beetle corpse. Alas, same with all corpses really. But I just thought I'd bring you back just in case that beetle turned into anything more dangerous by the time we dealt with it. But it looks like we dodged the bullet this time. So I shall return to waiting for the goblins to arrive. See you soon. And welcome back to what I'm sure you can already tell just from the sight of this many raiders is the invasion force sent in response to our taunting. Now the music is deceptively calm. That is because I've had to reload the game. This is the this is the fourth time I have reloaded the game. Needless to say, the invasion is proving very difficult for my computer to handle. I have decided that if the invasion should again lag the game to the point that it becomes completely unresponsive even after several minutes of just letting it run, I'm going to call it a win for the Frayed Lands. They have sent so many goblins and two-headed ogres and raiders that time itself has been defeated by them. That's what we're going to say. I may record something else if that happens, like some sort of farewell to Castlegoat video, but I'm not sure. It all really does depend. Maybe just end this video with a farewell to Castlegoat. I am really hoping that that is not the case. So, in the interest of feeling a bit optimistic about our chance, I'm going to go over what I did prior to the goblins showing up. I have been finishing off the part of the chapel here. It is now actually part of the Great Hall. The value is 214,770 Ultra Mega Gnome Bucks. We have the beginnings of a waterway down here that's going to come along from this point here, split up, and then split between the two chapels equally. We have also removed all of the patrolling sentinels from the Judgment of Carrion, because this is going to become really bad. As you can see, we had a bit of a manta wave in there just now. We have also pulled the lever. So all that remains is for the goblins to realize that they can't get in over here and go up there. I really hope that this isn't the end of Castlegoat, but as I've said in the past, and as I've just said now, if they do manage to just break through everything and cause my computer to halt or manage to lag over all of my traps, well, I'm just going to consider that a win. They've clearly done enough to bring us to our knees. Curse our gloating and our taunting, but you know, it's our fault at the end of the day. The FPS has, however, dropped to 1. It will eventually drop to none. And that is quite a sad moment. Let me see if I can pause this. Aha, I've paused it. Fantastic. Right, how many raiders have we got in the main raiding party? Or are they all just basically spread out? We've got crazy amounts of raiders here. Absolutely staggering amounts. Let me zoom up. Are they over here, perhaps? No, it doesn't look like. But the moment these guys... Oh, no. There's a huge amount of raiders down there. Aha, they haven't left yet. Wow. Judging by the raiders alone, I can just make draw certain conclusions about the numbers of attackers here. They always outnumber the raiders by several times. So I would say we've got several hundred soldiers and two-headed ogres here. Once they get to the trap system, that's when the real lag begins, and that is usually where this video has stopped recording. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and if we return to the goblins running amok in the fort proper and everyone dying, well, that's kind of better than the alternative, which is we will return to a farewell video. The best possible solution outcome is that we return to the goblins all being in here. I'm not sure how likely that is to happen. I have changed the trap system to try and make sure that it does, rather than them lagging through the trap system, but we'll just have to see. So, wish us luck, dear viewers, because Castlegoat is about to experience a trial by fire. We have some good news and some bad news. The good news is it's still running. Despite the fact that it's taken me about 5 minutes to pause the game through all of the lag. And since the last recording, despite very little game time having passed, it has quite literally been 27 minutes of real life time, just waiting for lag to pass. A large amount of the enemies have been getting caught in the trickle feeder and have been making their way back out. A huge amount of goblin soldiers, in fact. And they're making their way up and around. The bad news, however, is that due to the lag, some managed to get through. This categorically was not because there was just a constant stream of things going over the pressure. pressure plate. I was watching it happen. There were times where just a cluster of units were here. There was nothing on the pressure pad. All of the trapdoors were open, but then the next moment they'd be through here and having gone through the door. Now, for the most part, that's fine. It's Goblin Raiders. And I allowed myself, for a very brief time, to think, oh, well, this is perfectly fine. If we've managed to get all of the raiders through, well, you know what? I can just slaughter them. It won't be a problem. It'll be fine. There are a lot of them, but it'll still be fine. And then I checked this last position. Again, lots of raiders, and I thought, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. As I scrolled down the enormously long list of crazy amounts of raiders, all the way down to the two-headed ogres, all the way down to the fighters. So, the good news is I'm probably not going to be recording some sort of disjointed goodbye to Castlegoat video. The bad news is, this is probably the goodbye to Castlegoat video. I have told everyone who is in a military position to attack. I'm not, well, actually, no, we're going to tell everyone to attack. There's no point in holding back at this point. This is if you manage to fight this many two-headed ogres, I don't care who's left. You're heroes, gods, some might say, but I suspect strongly that this is the end of Castlegoat. It has come a long way. So before I unpause it, there's still going to be a crazy amount of lag. It may be pointless to try and record it, but I'll do my best. But before we do, I'm just going to give a quick tour of what we've managed to do. So starting from the gatehouse, we have this rather swanky looking gatehouse, including little bells at the top as well that can never be rung, but I don't care. This is the patrol area for our spotters. They're mostly just there to spot, not really to engage our opponents. Then we have a long statue-lined corridor that leads to the main barracks training grounds. We've got our weaponsmith, our armorsmith, the barracks. Let me bring that up a little bit. It does seem to be going a bit wonky. We've got the bedrooms for some of our full-time soldiers, the Poisonous Ancients, the captain's quarters, Adstos there, all with little balconies, or at least Adstos does. We have the barracks dining room. We have the bedroom for the armorsmith and the weaponsmith. The armorsmith being Flying Staplers. She has 2 beds because she likes to invite people over. We have the last 2 bedrooms for the main Poisonous Ancient squad and the battle planning room, which will probably never be used again. Then, moving on from here, we have the path that leads to our mine. Just generally goes down into a mine, though it has a nice big old everything storage. This is just a global kind of storage area. And we have a overflow storage area here. We have a little steam engine and a golem nursery that never actually has gotten used. It hasn't yet been used. Down then into the mine. It's just a mine, really. Nothing too swanky. Now, along from here, we have the gallery over our death pit, our gladiatorial pit, complete with traps. Complete with a path that would eventually have allowed golems in to fight the goblins. We have a patrol route going around the Judgment of Carrion with terrible, evil writings to try and demoralize the goblins who can read. Not all of them can, you understand. We also have a little shooting gallery there. We have a demonic sacrificial death pit. Well, it's not so much a pit, a death room where we stick all the corpses from our death pit. We also have the lion's den, which has never really seen proper use. The idea was that here that we would have any goblins that had survived long enough that we felt should die in battle. We would open a door and they could fight with our squads. Over here then, we have a back door out that, honestly, if I could get my gnomes to leave, I would activate and I'd just have the civilians pile out. We have the lever which controls the trap system that unfortunately lag has broken. We have some bedrooms for our sentinels. We have the stonework area we have the enormous Great Hall. An entry kind of foyer there. The hammer-shaped Great Hall. The council chambers over here. Very, very swanky. Extremely valuable, this room, because it's lined with rose gold statues. We have a little statue garden here. Corridor and the beginnings of what was meant to ultimately be the chapels of Aavak and Dark Aavak. Dark Aavak was obviously going to be a bloody room full of a great many writings on the walls and sort of pictures. In my mind, it wouldn't just be words, it'd be pictures of depravity and all kinds of other nastiness that Dark Aavak gets up to. That Light Aavak would never admit to approving of. Now, over here we have plenty of bedrooms. We have the Tinkerer's area. We have a massive stockpile for worn items. We have the carpentry area up here. The gem smith. We have some sort of miscellaneous things. We've got the prospector, the kiln, and the furnace for making coal. And then over here we have the smithy and anything to do with that. Metal works, actual smiths, smelters, that sort of thing. Then going up from the gem area, we were going to have noble quarters that will never be finished now, I imagine. And then over here we have, and I'm quite proud of this whole area, honestly. We have the diplomatic area here, complete with the diplomatic dining room. We have a trade area, which with its own storage. We have an enormous butcher area. We have leatherworks, bone carver with their storages. We have the clothsmith area. So we've got our tailor and our, I think, loom. We also have the booze smith and food smiths over here. So this is where we get all of our food and goodness. And down here we have our stables for all of our animals. And then all the way down here we have a mushroom farm as well. That is a small mushroom farm, and yet this produces so much food. Once you've got a mushroom farm, you really are fine for making food. You really don't need to do much more. But up here we have some of the nicer bedrooms, some of the larger, better decorated rooms. And then finally we have groves and farms at the very top. But I fear that everyone in the fort is about to die a horrible, horrible death. So enough talking. It is time for us to watch as the fighting commences. Oh my lord. Someone is already dead. Undead Llama has died. Ah, explosions. So many people have died. Sir Francis died. Lizzie has died. Every time those ogres hit, they destroy everything. Trial of Reason, Lizzie, Sir Francis, we're more or less dead at this point. I think it's safe to say. I managed to pause it. But let's have a quick look at the combat log there. Oh my god, I don't even know if there's a point really, but oh, so much punching is going on. Alana's left eye has been mangled and she is temporarily blinded. Oh, poor Alana. Lizzie is knocked back. How did Lizzie die? Alana falls to the ground. It's having trouble breathing. Goblin picks up a basalt door, probably punching people with it. Lizzie is having trouble. Oh, there we are. Lizzie has died. How? Two-headed ogre kicks Lizzie, hitting the upper body, smashing the skin, splintering the ribs, puncturing the heart, stopping at the heart, and crushing the heart. Lizzie is dead. Lizzie is feeling faint. This is painful to watch. We've gone so long. If only we hadn't taunted them. If only we had been just satisfied with the amount of metal we were getting from the occasional invasion. But alas, we had to poke the slumbering dragon. We are now paying the price. Troll of Reason is down. Alana, my brain. That hurt. That hurt so much. I think that's basically what everyone heard. That was the sound of just my entire fort colliding with that many two-headed ogres. But I'm going to move away from that a little bit. Aavak has died. Oh no, Alana has died. Let's unpause it again. See, Gandalf, the goblin has died. We killed one of them. Yay! Elitus, Adsto, Elzen Dwarf. Our poor gnomes. They are very quickly dying. Tiger Lee. Any more? Any more deaths? Oh, it's not responding anymore. Damn it, game. I think it's safe to say that we have fallen. But I'm going to... Damn it, I'm going to try. I'm going to try and hang around until this can go all the way through. We're at 1:46 in the morning. And many goblins and two-headed ogres have currently been spotted. At this point, I should probably just flick the alarms... not the alarm switch, the lever to turn off the trap system if I could. But I don't imagine I'm going to be able to. Pato has died. Have we actually killed many? I don't think we've killed very many at all. I think mostly the raiders have been protected by their enormous two-headed ogre bodyguard. 149. This is pretty much what it was like, only plus mechanical sounds, whilst I was waiting for the game to see if we could get through. But it does look like we have fallen. I'm going to let a little bit more time pass. I'm going to pause the recording here whilst I do that. And when you return, I imagine we will be staring at the fall of Castlegoat. Sad. Observe the carnage, the death, the despair. Oh, beautiful Castlegoat. Why did you have to end like this? There is a certain irony in the fact that all of these goblins, and especially the raiders, who've now decided, oh yeah, we've got our fill of stuff. I'm gonna run away with this one shield because it's worth like more than my entire kingdom. They're all happily making their way out of the kingdom because, you know, they feel fairly confident with their spoils. There is a certain satisfaction in knowing that, firstly, those leaving have probably had to come to terms with the fact they're leaving their friends to die, to just suffer in the bowels of the fort, knowing they'll starve to death. There's not even going to be anyone shooting them, you know, some signs of life. They're literally just there until they die. But they're going to try to leave. But whilst the trap system is armed, they can't. Every time they try, it's going to be blocked. So they too are going to die. All of them. The entire kingdom of the Frayed Lands has come here to try and crush us. And whilst they have succeeded, for all save Flying Staplers and Drakefall, their kingdom itself is going to die with us. A Pyrrhic victory, if you will. But I thought I'd bring you back for the last moments of Flying Staplers and Drakefall. I'm not sure how well this is going to record once again, but they are the two last gnomes. Oh, Flying Staplers is gone. And there we are. Drakefall is also gone. That is it. Castlegoat has fallen. The two-headed ogre is now known as Ballbag, the two-headed ogre of something. Alright. Why does it say congratulations? That's harsh. Congratulations, my foot. Commiserations. Let's check that out. Apparently, well, there were a few named two-headed ogres, I believe. Let's scroll up. We've got a two-headed ogre is now known as Poddish the Joker after killing Flying Staplers. It doesn't go far enough back to see all of the others, but a two-headed ogre is now known as Orn the Armor after killing Zimalf. If we go to military, maybe we'll be able to see all of the named ogres and goblins. Oh my lord, the list is probably just way too weird to try and see through. Alas, that is it, I fear. Castlegoat has fallen. It has lasted 12 years, and in those 12 years, one gnome and only one gnome had died until the final battle in which everyone died. And given where almost everyone fought to the death is the passage, Thermopylae Passage, that will be known as the Battle of Thermopylae. Or Thermopylae, I'm not actually sure how it's pronounced, but yes. Where 42 gnomes stood against untold thousands, maybe even millions of goblins. And though they perished, they have cost the Frayed Lands dearly. What terrible price. They will never rise an army this strong again. They have blunted the strength of their entire kingdom against Castlegoat. They will probably now fade into obscurity. Not even remembered. Or maybe a footnote in goblin history, but probably not remembered other than that. But that is it. I will be including the save file just prior to the attack, because well, actually, no, it will have saved over it. Damn! Well, there will still be a save file for the for year, I think, 10 or maybe even year 11, the save I made there. So if you want to try and take the kingdom in a different direction, you are more than welcome to. Let me advise you, don't send enormous taunts. It will end in death. Our tribe system just is not robust enough to deal with lag. But that is it for this episode, with the completely comically out of place music playing in the background there. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode, sad as it may be. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope you've enjoyed the story of Castlegoat as it rose from nothing to be, well, a bastion of gnomish ingenuity and a terror to the frayed lands. Well, for most of its existence anyway, not quite at the end. But that is it from me. So, with one last brief glance around the fort, I'm going to wrap this up. As I said, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this series. And I hope you will join me for whatever next I play. But until then, and as always, do take care.